So what's up, man? How you doing?
I can't call it. Beautiful day to be alive. Ten toes down.
Hell yeah, right
Yeah.
on. Where are you coming from today?
Well, today I drove out here from small city called Long Beach.
Okay.
Small city called Long Beach.
Right on.
Fascinating place.
Right on. So yeah, we brought you here today to talk about some street soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might know
I
a little thing or two about
figured you
that.
did. So
Yeah.
but yeah. So Polo, this is Polo. I met Polo probably in 2012, 11, 12 for sure. For sure. That was when Pepsi Classico was, right? 2012?
Yeah, they did that big campaign.
Yeah.
They
That
were
was tight.
popping up different cities.
Yeah. I mean, tell us a little bit about that from what you remember. You went to
Yeah.
the San Jose one too as
I
well,
went
right?
to that San Jose story is a whole different story too. The reason why we went up there, it was too far for us. We're from Long Beach. So that I think it was Santa Monica, right?
Yeah, Santa Monica. Yeah, yeah.
Santa Monica was a place that they hosted. I guess Pepsi hosted their Pepsi Classic, the Calle
The
Classic,
Classico, yeah.
something.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
At the time I was just exiting. I think it was a brand called Calle Underground. They had gone through a couple story name changes, but that's another story in itself. But yeah, in the tournament here, we at the time I was saying we, it was a group of us from Long Beach, had a little small, how can you say it? It was a little small street soccer
The crew?
crew that I got adopted in. I definitely ain't coming in as the best baller out here in the streets. That's definitely not my point in the scene out here. But we had what we thought at the time were the best in Long Beach. As we call it, street style. So, bam, we showed up. How we showed up. There's a whole new ball game. I carpooled some of the kids up there and stuff like that. Time they were kids,
Yeah.
but they were trying to get a name out there for themselves, and then it brought all the community together, kind of.
Yeah.
Freestylers
Yeah.
and ballers.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. It was trying to showcase the local talents and see if they could pick what the top two, or
I think it was too, yeah.
it was the top two ballers or something to go and rep up in San Jose or
No, there's the Santa Monica competition, regional competition that we were all involved in, and then the San Jose was a different regional competition. But I think they picked two from each.
two from each, right? Okay,
And then they went off to Philadelphia, I believe, for
that's what it was. That's what it was. Shout out to Victor Flores, if I'm not mistaken. He was one of the winners at the time. So that's right. It was two. It was two people that won that event.
Yeah.
And
Do you remember who won?
Yeah,
It was,
I actually remember at the time it was cool little young buck named Jose Perez. He goes by the name of Chickawalla.
Okay,
Bang
yeah.
Bang at the time.
yeah.
Right?
Okay,
And then this other guy named Victor Flores. Victor Flores, again, small community.
Yeah.
He was like one of the how can we say, one of the prototype street soccer futsal players that was balling up at Hollywood Sports. That's a big mecca for a lot of people back in the days for small sided street soccer. It's a whole nother thing. But yeah, those two guys basically won it. Now, mind you, I came through with two other ballers that were there. A cat named by Adrian Pollo. Pollo was his nickname. Another guy named, he goes by the name of Ice Cold at the time.
Right.
So during this Pepsi thing in Santa Monica, it was like 2 days, right? 2 day event.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
2 day event or something like that, right? So
Yeah.
I guess on the last day or something like that, it was a Sunday, right?
Yes.
Sunday they had like pickups where you could, they had the open court.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
tight. So one of the ballers got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So he messed up his opportunity to. Oh, I'm sorry. On Saturday he got
Yeah,
hurt or
okay.
something. Could not compete in the final on Sunday.
Dang.
So he couldn't end up winning the thing, right? So we all knew he was supposed to be in that list, in that top two team, right? So we just said, okay, we got to drive up to San Jose
Yeah.
to entering that tournament, and we were confident enough that one of these guys or both of these guys, which was Pollo or Ice, were gonna win it. Another story right there in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much how we met. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I think that was yeah. There's a couple events where I do remember seeing you, and that was when I just started hitting the scene because I came from just regular old soccer. Out here there wasn't too much. We had like it's the Redlands. I'm from Redlands, so it's a big soccer community. We have ballers like Landon Donovan, obviously. But yeah, basically we just had like full 11 on 11, and nothing, I never grew up knowing really much about freestyle or street soccer,
that's
either
right.
or. Like we had to put on our cleat. We didn't have to, but it was just we didn't do it. So it was like I always like look back and be like, I'm like, damn,
If
only if I was exposed to that. That's
I
why
say the
like
same thing. Only if we had social
yeah.
media back in our days. Only
Right?
if.
Only if we had the YouTube. That's why the sport grew so fast. So that's one interesting thing about it. But definitely, that's why I want. That's why I think we're on the same page as far as like trying to spread that and provide that platform, that opportunity for kids and stuff to have like something positive to put their time into, put their soul, and then they when they put in the work, they reap the benefits. They see the progress in themselves, and uh, it's something cool to learn about yourself when you put in time, and you could get better and better and better. So
Especially when, excuse me, the ball itself teaches you.
yeah,
I
it's crazy.
I want to say that. I want to say that again. The ball
Yeah,
itself, it teaches
something
you,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like that, you could probably guide me into okay, this is how you gonna kick it. This is how you gonna do this.
Yeah,
Gonna do this and that, this that. But if I really want to get into it, I gotta get a personal relationship with that
yeah.
thing and
You
run
gotta
with the ball
spend
or
time,
juggle the ball or get creative with the ball. You
take a
know,
nap with the ball,
whatever
eat
you gotta
breakfast,
do. I mean, shoot, that's pretty much how the
eat,
greats
sleep,
kind of do it,
all
man.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, for sure. So no, I remember that event though. Like it was real crazy for us too. Like me and my boys, we thought it was just a soccer tournament, and so we went, and it was there was actually like freestyle. So
Competition, huh?
yeah, and at the time I didn't like.
Like a show off type of session, huh?
Yeah, we were like, what is this? We thought it was just
Yeah.
like a 2v2 or whatever the case was. So my homies were mad. We went all the way out there. We were like 2 hours away and stuff.
We
had
wanted
like
the ball, we wanted to
Yeah.
play. So yeah,
So-
I definitely remember that. I forgot his name though. What was his name again? Big tall.
Oh, Chris?
Chris.
Yeah, yeah, he lives here. He's
Chris. My bad, Chris. I'm not good.
Shaggy.
Not good with names, brother. But yeah, that's the YouTube.
No, but
are the
and then
ones
I
that come
came
up.
with two other guys too, and they were mad, and they never showed up the next day. I had to go out there, and I didn't have my registration on my truck, and like I remember parking, and that whole day I was tripping. They're gonna tow my truck.
Oh, so you
and I
weren't
was
you
like-
weren't in sync, huh? You weren't.
I mean, I did all right. So I was like, fuck it. Like I got like yeah. I don't know. That's how much I mean, that was when I started falling in love with the sport, street soccer
Yeah,
itself. and,
definitely.
like, the alternative soccer.
You remember that little obstacle course?
Yeah, that was so gay. I was like, oh my god, what is this?
Hey, with trivia right away, they were like, "Hey, anybody knows how to do graffiti?" And,
Oh, yeah.
and they threw me the can, and I'm just spraying
Yeah,
down,
I
tagging up
remember
some
that.
stuff here and there. Boom, boom. Hey, go ahead, shoot it. Now it looks more street.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, solid."
Yeah.
Come on, man. You have to juggle some ladders,
So it was
go through a cone, get a wall pass, and I think it was you had to drink a
a Pepsi.
nasty, mind you. My bad, Coke writer right here,
I
but
wonder.
this-
I wonder if we could cut some clips in on this,
Oh,
so we
wow.
could put some clips in so they could understand.
Yeah, man, that thing was
Yeah, you
horrible.
got- yeah.
It was horrible, but
I'm
yeah,
like, I'm a
you
Coke
know.
guy. Like I don't even drink Pep. No,
Low key,
shit.
low key, I give them props because they were kind of the first. Well, I mean, they had their own little obstacle course, but
Yeah,
that
it was
pretty.
cool. I mean, I think what Chivas came and they were like trying to recruit. It was interesting. I've never been to an event like that where, I mean, especially they're like kind of trying to tap into the street talent and like. I think Pepsi they were onto something before, but they let it go. But who cares? Like I don't even want the commercial trying to come
Right,
in
no,
and,
that's
like,
that's a whole nother subject right there.
yeah. We spoke on it a little bit before off camera or whatever, but
A commercialization of all this stuff,
and just how it's like an underground scene and like there's real purists in it and they like really love the sport for the purity of it, and
I think that's why the Pepsi thing faded.
oh yeah. I
As
agree.
most of
They try
these,
to exploit it. They try to
yeah, as
make it.
most of these things that they find that kind of culture, the street culture gets picked up and gets try to
Yeah,
sold. It gets
yeah,
sold instead of told.
yeah,
So yeah, man. But it was cool.
yeah. That was cool.
It was a good experience for a lot of people
Yeah, I
to
met a lot
apply.
of
Yeah, to apply what they know at that moment in life with their skills.
yeah,
Whether it be in the freestyle or in the street Meg community, aka Pana for
yeah.
all my European Copenhagen family out there and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely, man. It motivated a lot of people. It motivated
Yeah,
you.
it motivated me because, like I said, we went out there just to for the. We thought it was like a team street soccer thing. We're like, yeah, we're gonna take this thing, and then come to find out it was like individual, and then like my homies didn't get called back, but I got called back, and there's that potential to go to Philadelphia.
Yeah,
And at that point,
that's what it
I
was.
hadn't traveled really much outside. Like I did a stint in North Carolina. No, I'm just kidding. I did. I went to North Carolina for a little while, but I was in and out just handling my stuff for school. I was living on a military base. But
That's right.
anyways, uh, it gave me a way out, like a vision outside of where I'm from and like a world beyond. So like that's what the ball has done for me personally, which I'm trying to spread that love for sure back to kid whoever. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves the ball. Honestly, it's crazy.
I mean, it's you get to a point where, how can I say it? Class of '96, high school. Played multiple sports. Played varsity sports. My dad called stickball, baseball.
Yeah.
Played with Milton Bradley, Chase Utley, pro ballers,
Yeah.
West Long Beach Little League. You
I seen you
know,
balling.
I can
Seen
hoop.
you
Most
hooping.
definitely, my arrows were and one. I was trying to be
Yeah.
the beaner one. And it was what it was. It was street sports. But it was the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in soccer, the ball, connected, and still to this day,
Yeah, for sure.
it is
Like
connecting
right
me.
now.
It's connecting me with people either who are passionate, who are egocentric about themselves,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
fashionistas in the game,
Yeah.
or whatever they bring to it. But the ball basically is unifying that and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So man, we even get
I
we even
I,
get some
I
nice
agree.
haters playing soccer. I'm gonna hit you as soon as the game is over.
So what do you think about that? Like when people try to hate or whatever, it's like, well, let's settle it on the court. What do you think about that concept?
That concept to this day still needs to apply.
Yeah.
It's law of the streets, straight up.
Yeah.
There's too many net bangers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fools Gone Wild. That all people do is have so much time
Yeah.
to get stuck on either
On the keyboards.
keyboards or mainly on their
Twitter
phones.
fingers. Twitter fingers.
And not advancing in their skills
Yeah.
or whatever it is they're trying to
Mastering the craft.
whatever they're trying to prove.
Yeah.
Especially in the balling atmosphere. Because I mean, the streets is big here. SoCal, let's just keep it even smaller. Let's just say Long Beach itself, has so many parks, so many spots where you can't say that, this is the best spot kind of, until you go prove yourself.
Yeah.
And the streets talk.
Yeah.
They don't post their stuff on
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I
it-
feel
it-
you.
I'm gonna be real ones like this, y'all real
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
They don't have time to be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
We do it because we want to share it
Yeah.
to the future. Either
Yeah,
see,
like I
You
mean,
know,
I should have
community.
been documenting a lot. I know you're in a little bit of
Likewise.
documentation,
Likewise.
but there's so much more that we could have been documenting, which is
Likewise.
so now I'm trying to utilize that more. I'm trying to get out there more, but like, man, I miss my prime. You know what I mean? I feel like I want to get back in it just so I could get some
Man,
good footage.
I
But,
think-
I
I-
got a lot of stuff going on, but
2000
I'm not trying to make any excuses.
No,
Yeah, let's-
I hear you. 2015, I came back and played in a over 35 league in the Great Orange Park over here or something. Cool event, cool tournament. We won it.
Yeah,
So it's like, it's not that I'm trying to brag or anything, but I'm trying to say
Yeah.
is like, we're still there. Just continue
Yeah, for
the
sure.
the lifestyle of the soccer
Yeah.
that's in your world, and just stay healthy, of course.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be on your game. You know, you can't be couch potatoing it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
This game will tell you
Yeah.
you have to stay
Definitely.
in
That's
shape.
also what I love about it for sure. Like it does keep me like on my toes, literally and metaphorically, whatever. But it does keep me like young and like active and shit. So I mean, that's just what I appreciate about it.
Yeah, you know,
Especially
key.
the street soccer aspect, because like we're talking about just like I mean, a lot of my friends, they still kind of are stuck in that whole just 11v11 field soccer thing where it's like, let's go play. I'm like, man, I get it in no matter what. Like, I could play by myself in
Right,
my
I
little
get you.
square, little thing back there, that my little concrete little square space back there, and like, I'll get it in. So, like, I'm still kind of staying sharp, kind of staying in shape, but there's that element of playing in groups and against other people too. But, I mean,
There's levels to it.
there's different levels for sure.
I say this lightly. Competition will separate us, and depending the level of competition that you bring to the table. Like for me, you know, I first came in, obviously street soccer, love the passion about it from younger to now. I coached it. I coach teams, all that stuff, right? But what I'm trying to get to is if you're competitive and you want to keep balling, you'll be around people that are competitive, want to keep
Yeah.
balling.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not, or if you can't keep up in that competition, but you're still passionate about the game, guess
Yeah.
what happens? You trickle down to another group. Life,
Yeah.
you gravitate to those groups
That's true.
that basically say, "Hey, we'll take you in. Let's ball up."
Yeah.
And maybe in that world, you're badass. You're a 10. You're a phenomenal. You're a this and
Yeah.
that. And then hold up, trip out. Hold up. Maybe you're sorrier than that.
Yeah.
So you go. I mean, but there's
That's
groups.
also what I loved about the game itself, and playing with the ball, and like you said, it brings people together. So when it does do that, you also do find competition, and like, yeah, the competition does let who you really are, where you're really at, because like sometimes we get these ideas in our head that we're this and that, you know what I mean? I mean, we're all guilty of it. I mean, you got to have a certain level of confidence, but
Most definitely
definitely.
confidence. Most
But
definitely.
it's just like UFC fighting though. It's like there's styles too, that like styles they say create fights. So it's like the same thing when you're playing, like especially one-on-one pana or something like that. So
I mean, if we jump into that part of it, let's say for instance the styles of play in different spots. Like, yeah, I mean, I say different.
well, you want to break it down maybe a little
I mean,
bit,
I don't
and
know if I
like
could break it down. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I could break it down
yeah,
as it's written
yeah.
in books, because there's always the police out there, the Instagram and the Facebook
Well,
police.
as far as I
But
mean,
I see it like this, honestly, and I'm gonna speak on my adventures. I've been to Hawaii. Spent 22 days over there. Shout out to I Got Skills, Jason Popkin and the family and them. This is way back, I don't even know, 2014, 2013. No, I want to say 2013 or something like that, right? So you see that style of play, the Hawaiian style of play. We played at Wilson Park, McCully Gym. I say we because there was another character with me at that time, but that's another story.
in Long Beach.
We were in Hawaii.
Okay.
We were in Hawaii. So I'm going to get to the styles of playing. So the styles of playing over there was very technical. Boom, 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 fast. Boom, body. Boom, boom, touch, go. Boom, body. Very physical. And what I liked about it is growing up balling over here, I grew up with a bunch of guys who loved to play physical to the extreme.
Right.
Where it was fun.
Yeah.
Because you knew each other.
Yeah.
So over there, I could ride their wave as their style of playing. And figure out, okay, but they haven't seen this kind of body language.
Yeah.
They haven't seen this kind of movement.
Yeah.
And the character that I went up with up there, he was on another level, showing different ground moves. So these guys were like, oh man, so their body language had to adjust to a different style
Right.
of playing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's where you go and ball up. Who you
Yeah.
balling up with.
Yeah.
What kind of characters you have there.
That's why I think it is important. Like it is, I do keep like looking at it like hip hop, like breakdancing or something, where you have crews,
There's definitely crews,
and then
I can explain that in my
you
ways,
want to
but
go, you want to have your tough crew in that area, you know.
well, I mean,
And the-
cruise and street soccer didn't start
yeah,
honestly here. I mean, you tell
And-
me.
I mean, it's not exactly like the hip hop. I guess
Yeah.
it's more. It's I think it's loose, and then there's like overlaps of crews too. Because I mean, I would like to
Overlaps.
see that
That
more
was
though.
tight. That was tight. Yeah, yeah.
I would like to see more crews, kind of like.
but there is, though.
I think we live in a weird world where now it's like your crew is dope, like depending on how many followers you have on
Oh
Instagram
my
or something like
gosh.
that, where it's like.
Okay, let me clean my eyes
Like
because
how do you?
I can't.
That's
I
what I
can't-
kind of was trying to
can't
bring
see
up as
that. I
far as
can't-
like
Okay.
just proving yourself on the court before, like, you know, you could talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Can you get out there and fucking just, you know, put your money where your mouth is and make it happen? Like, that's a whole different thing.
It's totally a whole
And I would
different
like to
thing.
see more of that. Like, I would like to see more of like the competitive, but like I guess a collaborative, competitive type of thing where like people are coming together, but to compete. Like,
Right.
But,
Right.
but with
right.
respect and shit like
You
that.
know
what
that
I mean?
so many ideas have been tossed up for
Yeah.
for a good 10 years, I want to say, bro, because that's how I came into the scene. I hosted a lot of street soccer tournaments. I love the competition.
Yeah.
I ran a league which was different than any league over here on El Segundo in Central. Shout out to Los Angeles Adventist Academy. We had a dirt field in the back. I ran it for 8 years. Sunday league. It was a 8-on-8, 9-on-9 style. You had one goalkeeper, the rest were field players. No offsides, like the 1980s style.
Huh.
All right, you can pass it back to the goalie.
That's tight.
So the games were all right in there. The complex was so big they had courts. They had tennis courts. They had basketball courts. So I used those elements to host a bunch of tournaments, bunch of street tournaments, collectively from obviously the teams that trickle down, because that's what you have to understand. There's people that you say like to play 11-11. You know, and they just want to stick to 11 players, and they have their bench and this and that. And then there's these guys that are like,
That's all they
hey,
wanna play.
there's the guys that all we need is 4 fools, 5. Hey, you
Yeah.
gotta play fool. Hey, if
Yeah.
you suck at goalie, just stand there, fool.
Yeah.
You know, we'll run it. We'll run it.
Yeah.
So those kind of people are the ones that pump teams. They're the heart of the teams. They're the
Yeah.
midfielders. They're the goal scorers. They're basically the ballers. So from there is where I would get the competition on the little hard surface. And, you know, that was the most fascinating part to me, was seeing that you're going to go in there and, yeah, there was some cash money. You know, I don't, anybody knows my tournaments, it's straight cash. You know, so, and they're in it. Yeah, I've had my style of tournaments copied by various groups, you know, but it's cool because it's not my style. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, the blueprint ain't there.
Yeah.
You know, and if it was, you know, somebody should have mastered it by now.
Yeah.
But
So-
it's not.
So you said that it's big out here, the scene, like in Southern California.
The scene in SoCal is pretty much growing on a rapid rate in a sense
Yes.
where a lot of people now are playing more, you know, street soccer.
Yeah.
You know, what a lot of people call indoor.
especially in COVID season.
Oh, COVID's a whole nother subject in this whole soccer battle scene that's going on, man. You know, but yeah, street soccer is there,
Yeah.
waiting
Heck yeah.
for the next game, waiting for, you know, the next baller. But as we're talking, these crews here, they evolved, brother. I want to say they've evolved big time. When I came into the picture, doing these tournaments, falling in love with the competition, then I got picked up by a clothing line, by Calle Republic. Shout out to all the people who ran that company. It really paved the road for a lot of us.
Yeah.
A lot of us, even motivating guys to freestyle and to play on the street.
So so let's touch on that, because I know you're advocate hardcore street baller, right? It says baller street.
Baller Street.
So it's like, how come? How do you feel? Let's say it like that. How you feel about jugglers?
How I feel about jugglers?
Freestyle.
Hey, he said it. He said it, right?
Nah.
Jugglers, freestylers. Look, low key, man, I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by the by the dedication that it takes. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Polo right here, I got max 20 juggles. I take on people 20 juggles. After 20 juggles, I start to fade off. Like, oh God, where am I going? And then I lose.
Yeah.
I lose my
But
juggling
like,
skills.
so
But what I really think of them honestly is they're part of the game.
okay,
They're part of the element of
just loving the ball.
basically, look, there's soccer, and then there's elements.
There's the ball.
There's elements that
And
click
then
off the
there's
game.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I want to say football.
Yeah.
I've been living here too long in
Yeah.
U.S. I'm so sorry, but football is big.
Yeah.
So within that big element, I don't really like to call them jugglers no more.
Yeah.
Because some of them now they're turning into great techers. They're able to maneuver into actually hitting targets now. And then you have another word that goes along with it. It's changing so much. You have a hybrid player. Now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna kind of touch on.
You have all
when
these.
I was getting into it, they wanted to make sure like a lot of people wanted to distinguish like the freestylers didn't want to be like considered soccer players. They'd be like, I mean, or soccer players or street soccer or anything. They're like wanted to be distinguished as freestyle, and then jugglers, and then like kind of likewise the street soccers were like, nah, we don't do that.
You remember that period?
And we're not soccer either. We're street soccer. Kind of.
It brought a lot of.
So like I was like, I mean, I came
drama.
in just from regular field soccer, so I was like, I just loved it all, and I was like, I just didn't really see. I understood it as far as okay, yeah, but so I guess I guess my point is like kind of I don't know. I thought you could do both and do it all, and then like I saw Sufjan come into Orange County in like 2014, and he fucking wow, that's when I met a lot of cats too.
Yeah, that was a selected group that got to see.
That was super crazy.
We didn't get invited, anyways.
Oh yeah, you guys, that was Jeremy's little thing, huh?
Shout out to Jeremino. I'm a Korean.
That fool's fucking off the map.
There's a story with that cat, bro. He came down one time to MacArthur Park.
I mean, he used to roll with them too, right?
I didn't roll. Look,
no,
man,
he started street soccer. Like
I don't roll with many people, but at that time, he was very much interested in trying to meet up with people who like to do this kind of street soccer, freestyle scene and stuff. And I think, man, it's just there's so much story behind that. Yeah. A drama came out of that. Yeah. And at the time I wasn't even trying to get involved, but I got dragged into it. Why? Because being a older cat amongst the younger guys in a crew, basically, I got to take the hit. But the real talent, we all knew who the real talent was at that time in balling. And mind you, these guys were already hybrids before. Yeah. Like you say, but they just didn't really want to take part in the freestyle. They didn't want to do around the worlds.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
And it would have been nice for them to, at that time, to respect that craft because it would have got them work.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. And only few people saw that.
Yeah.
With less skill.
Yeah.
And came up.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I guess that's one of the points too. I guess it's like I don't know. I don't know what my point is. But
I mean, let's go back. Hey, let's go back to what the street soccer and then freestyle. It's like the sync of it, right? I want to go into that in a bit because there's so much history behind me, and there's so much. It's either like I like to call it, it's hate it or love me, within the scene,
So how did you get started? Like, what was your first like exposure?
My first exposure?
I don't really know the story.
I mean, street soccer, man, my pops grew up playing soccer.
Right.
So it's just he grew up in Guatemala, played high level, as so did my grandpa for comunicaciones. My dad played for the básicas de comunicaciones and stuff. But during the early 70s, he was a wild child. He got into too much trouble. Party life. He had to go ahead and say, hey, you know what, man, I'm gonna take my risks up in El Norte, California, Long Beach to be kind of exact and stuff. And he made it over here, but he came over here, not thinking anything else but having a good time, expressing himself. But he carried soccer with him all the time,
Yeah.
So real quick, sum it up. He was part of the Long Beach City College team, basically coaching the coaches on how to train teams with other players that are from other countries. Because in the '70s, the football, soccer, it was new to a lot of coaches and stuff,
Yeah.
especially in community college.
Yeah.
So from there, I came out late '70s. Was dragged along. I don't say dragged along. Carried along through soccer games. My dad played
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
Liga Guatemalteca, the California soccer leagues. All these leagues that were established in the early '80s and stuff and so forth. So to sum it up quick, as I got of age where I could, ball up and be on my own and stuff like that. I ran with it. I played off the field. I mean, on the field, I was a field player, but then I was a goalkeeper because I played baseball, basketball. So
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
to
So
I
you
love
had
the
the
hands
hand
on.
eye.
So I was that
Yeah.
kind of keeper that you would touch the ball back to me and you would trust it. Like, and
Yeah, because you could put it with your feet and yeah.
let the keeper play it. Boom.
Yeah,
So our
that's
team would
important.
push.
That's
It's a
like
whole
yeah.
nother area. But
That's a good player to
right.
have though, for
So
sure.
so when that trickled down, I was the type of player like as a goalkeeper, or goalies, y'all know what's up. Well, some of y'all who, anyways, uh, I would not get tired. I could have three games a day, and I'll be the goalkeeper, and I mean I'm gonna be tired. So like,
Yeah. Some goalkeepers are bigger,
so
huh? They
and I don't want to say that. I don't want to say
They're
that
not in shape.
they just not in. I mean, they don't keep their standards up in a sense where And I had a bum knee. I couldn't even kick as far as like a lot of y'all, but I wanted to play in ball. So as I was coaching in San Pedro, 2004. Shout out to Butterfield over there with that San Pedro Monstars teams that he's trying to put together. There was a guy out there named Alex, man, good homie, good friend. To this day we still ball at Daniels Fields, and I met all these street ballers, man. And at the time, these guys were balling with Adriano de Lima, Tim Donnelly, and they were winning tournaments and fucking playing at Hollywood Sports, winning these Verizon Cups. At the time was Verizon. Verizon was all up in the throwing money, at the
So those were what kind of tournaments were
those were small sided
Like
grass,
fives?
5-on-5s, 4-on-4s type of
Like in
vibes.
Vegas and stuff?
That type of vibe, small goals, and either winning cash monies. So he
Like a
got
one day tournament?
kind of
2 days?
1 day tournaments, and then he kind of told me, hey man, like we play in this league in Hollywood Sports. It's street soccer, but we need a goalkeeper, and you play with most of us. Come through. So I balled up with them. I balled up with them for a good, great season. That Nike hosted this tournament in Venice Beach. I want to say one of the first ones. Oh man, 2004, five. I don't know, man. I forget, but they geared us up. It was like one of my first experience getting gear from Nike.
Hell yeah. That's tight.
I walked in there,
Yeah.
with my clothes, and I came out of there
Yeah.
with their clothes,
Yeah.
and I'll talk about that high,
Yeah,
that fabric
that's
high
tight.
later on. But at the time that kind of got me.
Yeah,
So we
for
competed,
sure.
and obviously we didn't win the tournament and stuff like that. But that's another story. We took a downfall on the third place, fourth place game. The team got into a scuffle, threw some water. The fun part of the street soccer,
That sounds
where you can
cool.
throw some knuckles here and there, but hey,
But
that was what it was.
so you were the goalie, but some like a lot of so that was a tournament style.
Tournament
though.
style.
So there was
Yeah.
a goalie, but a lot of street soccer. So I'm trying to kind of make it clear for some people that are tuning in that maybe aren't maybe a little bit more new to the whole scene and the culture. So like street soccer, essentially that has no rules, kind of like almost like there's no like you could play anywhere. So I was gonna say because like the goalie thing, you like a lot of street soccer you don't play goalie, right? There's no goalies. Sometimes it's just a backpack or a pole. That's the goal. You have to hit that as the goal, right? So this is the type of the element of the street soccer that it's street. It's like we're playing wherever we have to play. That's kind of what.
I mean, I see it like this. First of all, you gotta have people. You gotta have a group of people that are down to ball up. That starts there. The second will be your location, your
Yeah.
you know, where
The
back
turf.
of Vaughn's, back of
Yeah.
I mean, you know, at a local park tennis court,
Yeah. Tennis
basketball
courts are
court.
good, right? Basketball courts sometimes slippery.
It depends the basketball court you go to. It's
Yeah,
slippery.
yeah.
Depends the weather. Depends the
Yeah.
time of the year. And shout out to everybody in the other states that you guys only get to ball up for maybe a couple of months,
Yeah.
your weather permitting and stuff,
Yeah.
and then you take it indoors and stuff. So, out here we're blessed. SoCal,
Yeah.
California, we get to kind of play, when we want. But as far as street soccer is concerned, yeah, man. I mean, if you could block your street and you have a group of people and want to ball up, pretty much it. And everyone has their sets of rules depending on, like I say, their
Yeah.
their
It's
location,
like,
their
what would you
spot.
say? Like house rules? Would you
Their
say,
house
like-
rules. But
Yeah.
I mean, the common ones: winner stays.
Yeah.
You
King
know,
of, king of the
goal
what is
wins.
it?
King of the hill style. I
Yeah.
don't
King of the cage. I was gonna say.
But I mean, it's names that people come up with on their own. But
Yeah.
those rules are there.
So, but like we said, tennis courts are good. They have the cage, so like the ball doesn't go far. So sometimes you could just play off the cage, right? There's no out of bounds necessarily.
In Long Beach, there's a
Keep
couple
playing.
courts. There's a couple courts that are fenced in. Yeah, man, and that's
And sometimes
where that's
people
that,
get roughed up against
that's
the
that
cage
fence
too.
life. That
Yeah,
fence
that fence life,
if you about that fence
Get
life,
jammed up against the fence.
I was about that fence life. Don't get it twisted.
Sometimes-
I was not no more.
Yeah.
But it's intense.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that was cool. You kind of touched on that, the physical aspect and different styles, and I think that is one thing with almost any sport, I guess. When things get physical, you got to be able to take that, take that little nudge, take that little hit, and keep your head cool.
I don't know.
Sometimes you know what I mean?
I mean, I see it this way. Someone's got to show you that
Yeah.
mentally.
Right.
You either copied it, learned it,
Yeah.
read about it,
True.
or saw it, right? Because it's a mental game. And unless you're getting beat down, defend yourself.
Yeah.
But
No, definitely.
You're not, in the game of
But
soccer.
sometimes fools will hit you to get you mad and then to throw you off your games. That's the element I was talking about. Like you got to be even smart, even
Mental.
keeled. Yeah.
Mental.
You gotta be
Like I
balanced.
say, if you're not ready to bang,
But you got to still be able to, like you said, throw your weight around and hit back or take a hit or but sometimes it's the timing. You don't want to just do it right then and there because he hits you. You want to take it and then later on in play when the time is right.
we
get him.
I like to say, yeah, I got his license. I got his license plate number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch him slipping just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just wait on it.
Yeah.
Just wait on it. And the timing is right. And good players,
Yeah. So it's
good
mental
players
when
know
it comes down to
know
it.
when to crash.
Right.
Into the player to make.
But
the
so
point across.
in street soccer, there is that element though, maybe of a little bit more. There's no referee, obviously, right? There's none of that.
There's
And-
no refs.
and it's
There's
almost like-
hecklers, but there's no refs.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
And then for me, I don't know. I'm the type more unless I get hit hard. I don't know. It just depends. Like I'll let most stuff go and just like play and then try to play physical and smart though, because like I've played where it's like fools do try to play physical and then I'll just do them dirty, and like nutmeg them or something. That's even better because it's like, man, I don't even need to go to that physical level. I'll just not even touch you and make you fall over or something like.
And
you
even
know
in
what I
that
mean?
nutmeg, you got to be careful because they might get even hotter.
Yeah,
So
that-
but
Hey, but
usually
I mean-
it cools down the situation. They get
Yeah.
nutmeg, ball goes through their legs, and they're
Yeah.
they're pretty much done for the
Yeah.
day. So it's
So,
all a mental
like,
game too. It's all
yeah.
mental, brother.
Yeah.
I definitely want to throw that out. There's a mental aspect of the game.
That is one thing I do honestly appreciate about it, though. Even in field soccer, it's just like people push you, and then it's like how do you react, and how when people push you.
Me
It's
personally,
like,
playing goalkeeper.
Like-
Like shout out to what's the Real Soccer. When I played goalie up at Los Alamitos adult league, I gave 3 concussions
really,
playing goalkeeper.
because they're like punching the ball.
Okay,
against somebody.
and you're a wise you're a
I
wise.
remember Drogba got knocked out.
So
cold
look,
like that.
you get those the midfielder that juke in, gives
I'm
that,
afraid of goalies.
gives that little tip, gives a little tip out, and thinks they're gonna score on you,
Yeah.
and then that guy crosses it, and here comes his guy
I've
coming
been
in.
wrecked. That's why my knee hurts. The goalie.
You know, every team has that guy who thinks they're bonks with their heads. They're gonna score everything with their cabeza. You know, okay, so here comes myself having a little bit of some basketball history.
Yeah.
I got some little bit of leaps.
Stickball. You got the
5'9".
Yeah.
You know, I can't touch the rim though, but you know, I can time the ball. So as that cross comes around, I was taught well. You know, I was taught by a great man how to goalkeep. Where you know, this is your advantage to hit this as hard as you can and block the ball.
Yeah. That's what they're taught. A good goalie, especially in like a professional, like higher level, it's physical. So like, and they say in the goalie, that's your box. Like you're the last man.
And
so,
exactly when it's in the big box, you're kind of like, you know, man, it's got to go big because this is the big box. And if I miss here, he's just gonna trickle in, put it in, right? So you got to go ham. You got to go hard. You know.
And sometimes it's about letting the offense know that you're that type of goalie. So it's even before you get hit, mentally you're like, he's gonna hit me, and it's
Big 11 field, bro. These guys, when the goalkeeper sets the tone in the back,
I
gives a damn. I gives a damn who you are.
Yeah,
you know, you gonna fear that.
I was just saying that about Galaxy the other day. I'm like, that goalie is not running his defense. He's not telling them, yelling at him, telling them where they, because he can see everything.
Hey, before we talk about Galaxy, because I know a lot of people out here have a debate with Polo. Well, who does he go for? He's go for a Galaxy or LAFC. Look, people,
let's clear it up.
If Long Beach had a team, I would be going for Long Beach.
Yeah, I vote for that.
You know, I'm so sorry. Long Beach has a lot of talent, has enough skills in there that we shouldn't be exporting. We should be keeping them inbounds. Okay, so I touched that, right?
A lot of exported talent from
a lot of Long Beach players are playing in the UPSL leagues, in the NISA leagues.
Would you say because they have a strong street soccer culture and like you know, that type of culture?
Most definitely.
Was it grassroots?
Look, man, there's a buddy of mine, Adriano de Lima. He does Cultura FC, and his one of his little logans is I think it's street, grass. Mm-hmm. And beach or sand. So a lot of guys a
lot of the greats have touched on that and talked about that. I know like Cristiano Ronaldo, whether you like him or not, whatever, like he started street, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the best, who was it? Like Johan Cruyff talks about it, old school player, you know, but he talks about just in Amsterdam.
I love Cruyff. Shout out to Cruyff,
right?
Big
legend,
influence,
right?
Big influence. And one of my only touches I have. I don't really have too many touches, but he got that little Cruyff turn.
That Cruyff, yeah.
Fire, bro.
I remember my trainer, he taught us that. He was like, the Cruyff. He's like teaching us about it. You know, the Cruyff.
Yeah,
like,
Cruyff.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounded Australian a little bit right there, but no, a lot of the greats, I'm just trying to show the correlation from a lot of the great players that started just street and like, in Brazil or like in the ghettos, the favelas.
Okay. So, and I know where you're going with this, and let me just, you know, because I'm not a psychic, but every great city that, or every, how can I say it? Like if a lot of ballers come out from this one city or this one spot, it's because that city itself, it gives
promoted it.
Well, not so much promoted. It lives it. It has the courts.
Right.
It has the spots.
Culture.
It has the people. You know, and it's being moved. So, for instance, like why I say Long Beach has so many ballers that get exported is that because we have a bunch of street soccer courts, Defo, Vets Park, you know, MacArthur Park, old school ones, Silverado, Whaley. We have beach soccer out there.
Yeah,
we have beach soccer courts out there.
That's a whole nother thing too.
You have guys that have turned paddle pickle boards into little soccer pong
tech ball.
Well, I mean, those are tech ball. I want to say is different because you know, no disrespect to tech ball. Shout out to Juan and my boy right here, Hardcore Rest for Tech Ball. You know, great people.
Techers.
You know, but those are tools that you already you built and you brought them out there. In a sense.
Right.
You know, they're not established things there where the elements of that city provide you with free bait. Because it's something I mentioned.
I could see that being somewhere though.
Look, it's something I mentioned a while back to somebody I was talking to. It was like, man, you know, why are we the greatest basketball country in the world? Why? Because we got free hoops.
We got
courts. We got courts.
school,
Yeah,
they're there.
and we touch that hoop scene. That's a whole
And
other
it's, and
scene.
it's such a simple thing, right? Like that's why I had plans before for this whole COVID thing to try to establish something like that too with this, because we could just do like the little I have the little remember for my event I welded those goals. Like we could put those in a park somewhere on just concrete. It's not a lot of money. That's the whole thing. Like how much would that even really cost for the city so I was working on getting that in. Like I know someone, his mom works for the San Bernardino school district, and she was gonna get us in before all this COVID stuff. But basically, I want to be able to do that type of stuff. You know what I mean? That's what I would like to see and try to add to this Southern California culture, because, like we said, it does. A lot of talent does come from these situations. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, man.
Maybe the kids don't even have, because it costs money to play on a club team and have trainers and have like the new cleats and stuff. Like I don't know. I had that situation where I was lucky enough. My parents worked hard enough to put me on a team like that. But the kids I was playing with, they had it good. You know what I mean? They had it really good, and we didn't have it that good. So like
chasing the bag, bro, is a whole nother ball game.
Not
as coaches, I mean, as playing for club teams.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother ball game in life for a lot of people. Some don't even get to experience it. You know?
Yeah, I would. I mean,
they gonna.
I'm more. No, there's like a little. There's like. Never mind. No, but I'm more into like just trying to establish, like you were saying, just establishing like the little courts that kids could just come and play freely. They don't.
The only thing about that is that COVID's changing the game, but
yeah.
Look at other countries that a lot of people see on YouTube. Which would be like Amsterdam.
Yeah, so Amsterdam kind of started.
Copenhagen. All those kind of areas in that world, they have established Russia. They've established courts like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is like awesome.
Yeah.
Pull up, there's a 1v1. Like what's
and kids
up?
Can play anytime, whenever.
We don't have so many people, so there's two of us.
Yeah. Let's what I'm about to do, there's a chain right there. Sorry, excuse my French, but I'm gonna take one of my goals that I fabricated, the metal ones, and I want to chain it up to a basketball court, like the post, and just leave it there and see how long it stays there, and then anybody could go and play there. After this show, I'm gonna do that.
Hey, I say occupy everything you can, brother. It's just COVID right now. It's changing the game, but this is all street soccer. Occupy.
But even more, just to add it, if it's COVID season, we're not coming together. There's no teams coming. So like, I want to try to spread that soccer thing more.
COVID. What COVID is doing for a lot of people, it's and I say this real lightly because people have different thoughts about what's going on with COVID or the C virus or whatever you want to tag it. Is that everybody's returning back to the fundamentals of street,
right?
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I got nothing. I got in a way, I'm bummed out because COVID has dropped down a couple of my programs.
Yeah.
The free ones, yeah. but some of them, I was trying to build something, so you were expecting a little something in return to build it, to grow the program for the kids.
Yeah, I had my launch like right before the COVID, and I was like trying to hit it hard. And put a lot of work into it and slowed it all down.
And guess what? Then the next level of Zoom coaches came to be.
Yeah.
That's
not. Hey, and I'm not knocking it, but there's already people in that lane, so I'm like, go ahead and take that lane.
Somewhere before COVID, right? They were already established some of their.
It's the future,
so I get it's the future.
It's the now, really. But
I don't want to say it's the now, but it's the future. Right. It's the future. It's a future part that you could add now to football, the element of the internet now, right? But it was like us, like. How do we first see the first street soccer move, or how do we see the first
YouTube
move? And then Tuzani,
yeah,
and some of the commercials from the Jogas, and so we got to see that part,
And the internet has definitely amplified the whole scene, and from just back and forth around the world from here to there. They made a video in Amsterdam, and then someone watched it in Brazil, and then in Brazil they did something with it
So,
and added
hey,
their flavor to it,
so-
and then they made a video, and then someone in Vietnam saw that video.
How easy
and
that
then
is, bro.
It's like,
How easy that is, bro. You know,
Like-
I trip out because I was talking to my dad years back, and I said, you know, how did you guys get to see
yeah, that's
tricks and moves?
Yeah.
You guys didn't have. He's
Nah.
like, you know how it went down? He's like, when there was an international
Events.
game,
Yeah, you have to-
or we would all of us go watch the TV.
Yeah,
All of us would go watch the tube.
yeah,
And we were stuck watching. Where if we played right back, if we played center midfielder, they were studying that player.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
they would see one move that was different.
and they would just get
Bam
it down.
it. Right nowadays, it's
Master.
like boom, 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 boom.
So many.
It's zoom, zoom, zoom. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
right? You know,
yeah,
so
it's crazy.
with the whole Zoom coaching system, Zoom all this, I get it. You know, coaches and trainers and teams need to function. Some of these guys actually making a living off of it.
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
know. I mean, it's cool. Do what you got to do. You know, and all that aspect and stuff. But it's COVID is filtering out the reals and the fakes.
I feel you.
Whether it's got to be televised or whatever,
Yeah.
it's filtering out the fakes, you know. So you put yourself in a camera, you put yourself in front of these kids. Now, some of you coaches got to do the work. Some of you coaches got to move with the ball. Some of you coaches got to dance with the ball. Some of you coaches got to get creative, way more creative than showing kids how to do drills.
Yeah,
Anybody, look, man.
Yeah,
My daughters, they getting tired of me going
Yeah.
through drills and drills
yeah.
and drills.
Drills have their place, but and
Right?
I think it stifles creativity. It makes kids kind of like zone, like unsigned. They're like, I'm just drilling, so they kind of just go in this zombie mode where it's like doing the same thing over and over again. Where they're not really engaged because they're not really
You
interested.
like zombies, huh?
Kind
I'm
of
more like robots.
but
I'm more like robots.
some kids,
you know, AI right now.
yeah,
is hitting
some
hard,
kids function great in that, and they like doing drills. They like, you know, being told what to do, exactly what to do, and then like they want to do it the fastest and the most.
but it brings
like,
them comfort, huh?
some people, that's
It's
their
crazy.
reward system,
It's
but
crazy.
others have to be more in like with their individuality and their creativity. They need to be able to be more engaged, which that's why I like street soccer more, because it's not like just repetitive drilling. It's more of like, let me
Don't
see.
get me wrong. I love all you coaches out there. I love all you. I'm not against you. I'm with that world too.
Yeah,
you know,
same.
but
The drills have their place for sure. If you want to nail your shot, you got to practice it over and over again.
obviously, but before that even happens, you want to try to develop the kid to make sure he can move the ball left to right.
Right, yeah,
North,
yeah, because
east,
you can
southwest.
become too mechanical. You can
Y-
become
y-
too robotic, where you're like, you got all this down, but you have no. It's just, I don't know, man. How
No
to
sense of
explain
the
it.
actual game
the
itself.
feel, the flow.
The rhythm.
That's why they
you
call
know,
it the beautiful game.
the
you know, it's
rhythm,
just
the
like-
in sync with your people, the all that stuff.
Timing,
So you know
timing,
the internet and Zoom is basically, you know, breaking that down with people right now. You
Yeah.
know? So it's giving parents a chance to see, man, this is what it costs. But then now my kid's in the backyard on his own
That's
and improving that much
is a
better.
good thing.
Shout out to a little Colocho from how can we put this, Culver FC, Toque. This kid is have improved big time in street soccer.
right on. Yeah,
This guy's fun to
does
watch right
take
now.
that too, because
Ground moves and freestyle, a hybrid,
Yeah, it is good to have
but he's a
team.
Toque futsal baller.
Heck yeah.
So you know,
Now it is good to have a team and a coach to try to teach you certain things and drill things, and then have a team to just practice it with in a system. But a lot of times when they have both of that, they're not at home doing it, and that's what they're missing too. So I think you gotta have all three. You gotta have.
I was
you know,
gonna touch
at
on that, but you
home.
got it. Yep.
You gotta have at home by yourself and maybe practice a little creativity, understand yourself a little bit, and then you gotta have a team for sure to play with.
Obviously,
And
we're
then-
trying to play the big game.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to play the
Yeah.
big game if that's what you're about and stuff. Yeah, you're gonna do that, but it all goes back to how passionate you are.
Yeah.
And if you can take the competition, accept the competition.
Yeah.
Competition, if hey, it'll wipe you down, bro.
Yeah.
It'll wipe you down and say, you know what, man, if you're only trying to give yourself 2 days out of the week because you got practice, you know, and you're trying to make it to another level, you're not feeling it no more, you know. I say take a time out.
Yeah.
You know, I say take a time out. You know, the ball ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
The kids' skills are there. If they haven't improved and you're taking them to the same place, then it's not gonna improve. You know, so it's what you want out of it, especially as a youngster right now, having so much time. You know, I even feel
Yeah.
bad for the high school varsity kids.
Yeah.
Like, what y'all gonna do? What's y'all season
Yeah,
like?
no,
What college
a
season?
lot
What's
of
that like?
even the
Is there?
pros, like say LeBron James is
Man,
coming to his end. He wants to give it all he has left. Like
man.
time's not stopping as far as like
Now all this professional games right now. It's like
I'm just saying it does suck for
basketball is like a 24-hour fitness gym. You know, the way they're being played now. You
yeah.
know, soccer really it's you can actually okay, I like it because you can actually hear the coaches yell, kind of. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
because it's
interesting,
you
huh?
know how they just
It's like not the same. Like the crowd interaction with wrestling.
what I like is now they got those TVs and then they're clowning now
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
opposing
yeah.
team with their own crowd heckling and all that.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think that's pretty tight, brother.
That's pretty cool.
So I don't know,
That's
man.
interesting though,
Very much,
huh? For
brother.
sure.
Very much.
Very interesting.
But before the IG ends, I think I got like 10 seconds. I want to say thank y'all for viewing it real quick. We're gonna continue back over here on this quick session.
Bang bang. Get it, get it.
All right, that's cool. But yeah, no, we're still good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many ways to go about this now with the coaches and the COVID, but just knowing that the parents are seeing the light, and what's crazy about it is that however you feel about COVID, you know, there's people still out there. You know, there's people still out there balling, still playing, still trying to do what they can, you know, to keep their kids active. And I get that. I totally get that. You know, we're going through these phases of life in 2020. It's pretty extreme, you know.
Yeah, it's super crazy.
And one thing I realize is that, you know, if soccer is football is what you like to do, there's so many elements to pick up, you know, especially now if you're on your own downtime. Get to know it.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
if you want to be an Instagram street soccer bully, freestyler bully, back it up.
Yeah.
You know, look, man, I'm 42, man. I'm out there still kicking it with 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
23, 25-year-olds. And I'm not saying I can keep up.
No, that's good because like you still
know?
have knowledge and stuff, so like you can
That
teach
knowledge
them, and
helps
that's what
me.
that's what they need
Not
as
try to outrun them.
youngsters.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you got to have that bridge from like like the older cats like giving you the knowledge that they have, and then when you're young, because when you're young, you're just like sometimes you're just
You're a
like
stallion,
you're
bro.
all over the place. So you physically you can do a lot, but like mentally you're like kind of bouncing around. So you kind of need to be like focused in like
know,
through experience.
And
sometimes.
those are some of the downfalls that I experienced in that street soccer. It was just that part, that part of life with these youngsters.
Yeah.
And man, I knew the risk I was taking.
Yeah.
When I met a lot of these guys, I was 30, 31, 32.
Yeah.
These guys were like
young,
17, 18,
Yeah,
so
I came in
like,
kind of late. I was like 28, and then like all those cats were like 17. I'm just
right,
like,
remember?
I had a whole different lifestyle.
Right.
I'm like,
I think only
man.
Alfredo Science, shout out to my boy over there, killing it. Probably one of the only best trainers online right now that I know, but he was up there too, but he kept his own scene. He got his own lane, man, straight up. So
Yeah, that's cool. I think it's important to just like rep your scene and like try to build the scene around.
Yeah,
I think that's
needed,
what
bro.
it's more about than anything.
In the COVID situation, bro, more than anything, there's got to be someone to line it up, align the scene up.
Yeah.
I always look at it now, messing around. It's like have you ever seen the movie The Warriors?
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. Ah, that's so funny.
Right, the Warriors.
Yeah,
so the Warriors,
fucking
right?
Cyrus.
Hey, man,
They bring everybody. This is all our turf. Yeah, that's how I feel too.
So,
about it.
and I trip on that because like shout out to the guys that are that show up to these Wednesday night pickups, over here at Vest Park. Some of these guys are outsiders trying to claim Long Beach, and there's Long Beach heads in there. I love that, But what I'm trying to get to is that we should be organizing ourselves.
Yeah.
In a sense where like the competition, don't be scared of and embarrassed. If you get megged, if you get scored on, if your team loses, bite your shit, hold your nuts, and move on to the next game. Yeah. And don't be crying about it.
People I feel like are either scared of that happening because they don't. I mean, it's their ego. They don't want their their reputation.
If you're a guy, I say this.
I welcome it. I'm like.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, all these guys with their manginas, bro. Like they all get butthurt, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's cool, it's tight. It even
but
It
they're
even
really
creates
afraid.
meme pages for Polo. I mean, anyway, that's another topic. But yeah, man, like it needs to be lined up. It needs to be organized where we have
Yeah. So
districts.
that's what I would like to see too, and I would any way I could try to encourage or help that around the Southern California area, because I would like to go to. I know San Diego is pretty strong too, right?
San Diego, well, I mean, with the spots they had,
Yeah.
and the city obviously
So it
is
would be
touching
cool.
and
My
cracking
point
down.
was in Southern California, I look more globally. So it's like if someone from outside of Southern California or the United States even is like comes to our area, it's like how are we representing the culture worldwide? Like are we a strong culture? Is our culture dope? Can we hop from this neighborhood to this neighborhood and every neighborhood is like dope or like and everyone's cool and like it's I don't know. Are we? Because we got more than just the soccer. We got a whole California lifestyle and like scenery.
Got a
You know
bunch of
what I mean? So it's
distractions.
like, no, I mean that's if you're
Fun
traveling from around.
distractions.
So within like street soccer and freestyle, people from around the world they like to travel and like experience
So
different scenes.
my
That's what I'm talking
experience.
about. So like we need to enrich our own culture so we represent the scene more and just bring the whole value of the whole worldwide culture up and like. That's how I feel about
So
it.
my
Like,
experience with that basically is you're saying the outsiders coming into our land and to say
I'm
in
just saying,
soccer,
like,
street
if you look,
soccer.
if you take yourself out of the Southern California perspective, how do we look to the rest of the
Oh,
culture? Like, how is Amsterdam looking at us
you
as far as
know,
soccer, street soccer, or freestyle culture?
the little that I've talked to certain people. I don't know too many people in that Amsterdam. Shout out to Ed Van Gils. We haven't talked in a long time.
Well, that was just an example,
You
like
know,
Japan, Brazil,
let's say
whatever.
with the Pana House boys, with Gypsy and all of them. Have I talked to them? Yeah, we talked about the state of what we're about, how it gets represented, and usually what I end up hearing is there's too much conflicts.
Yeah,
There's too much division.
right.
Because there's a group out there that is representing themselves. Like, all right, I get it, cool,
Yeah,
fine.
but they're smaller than the whole, so they're
But
not as big
the
as they
game,
think.
the street soccer is so
So
big,
yeah,
So
so
I'd rather hold on to the street soccer tail, ride the street soccer tail, and promote that hardcore, and then in the meanwhile, I could sprinkle a little bit of me,
yeah,
and people can say, oh well, this guy, we know him because of street soccer. We
yeah.
know him because he's been in this scene.
But that's you individually. I'm
Right.
talking about.
So the whole thing in general here right now is basically they're looking at us division. We have
Yeah.
guys that are repping. We
That's
have
what
guys that
I'm
are
saying
repping.
myself is
You
like
know.
we are like because you said it Southern California is like strong or it's big. You said it was big, and it's like we are big and we have this potential to become this fucking big culture. But it's like I don't see us really. I see us coming together a little bit, and I mean I touched on it a little bit. I think street soccer and freestyle kind of go hand in hand. I mean the culture is just is the kind of the same because you can freestyle anywhere and it's not necessarily on a soccer pitch and yeah I don't know
All you need is a ball.
yeah all you need is a ball and it's cool to hang around and have that scene where you're listening to music and you got people juggling over here and then you got people going one-on-one pana like to the death almost you know what I'm saying but like
It gets tiring,
it's
that
cool to
pana
hang out
and that
and for
freestyle.
like 5 hours maybe or 6 hours in one location at a park and everyone's just jamming whatever jam you jam that's your jam then jam that jam what I mean like I just yeah I was off the cuff but like all right you don't I don't know man
Nah, man, look,
because
hey,
I
look.
used to get it and people used to trip out because I did both.
It's because people don't understand. In competition, there can still be some love.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's like
That's
it's
what
like
motivates
what is
me
it?
to
It's
get
like
to get better. I
it's
see you
like-
doing a trick. I
Yeah,
can't
exactly,
do. I'm like,
exactly.
fool. I'm not gonna hit on you. I'll probably hit you. Be like, fool.
or
How you
teach
do
me
that
that.
again?
Yeah.
Do that again. What?
Yeah.
What was that? I
Yeah.
get you. All right, cool. It's just when those individuals in those scenes they take it personal.
Yeah.
And they want to go ahead and take it to another level.
There needs to be, like,
that's a whole
honor-
different
honor
scene.
and respect.
Oh no. See, that's
No,
that's
it's like
loyalty
it's like
and
it's like
respect
some
and honor
Mr. Miyagi type of
is
stuff or
is
something.
is a lost
like,
art in this generation right now.
But I'm
bro.
saying like as far as looking at your opponent as like you want to honor your opponent because your real only opponent is yourself. So it's like if this person's good enough for you to like make you evaluate yourself or make you push harder. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
man, I
like
come from that era. I mean, a lot of us do come from
it's
that
like you want to
mentality.
have a good opponent. You want to have a strong opponent. You don't want to have a weak opponent and claim victory over a weak opponent. You want to claim victory
How
over
you
a
feel?
strong
How you feel
opponent.
knowing? I look at it like this way: you got somebody who's drunk, and you're not drunk, and you know he's trying to fight you, and you're like, man, I can just,
Yeah.
why would I want to
Yeah,
destroy
yeah,
you
yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Because you're in that state. It's
Yeah.
like, why would I want to do that in this game over here? It's like, if I know you suck, I'm gonna have fun with you,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
bully, degrade you. Like, let's
Or you're
have
not
fun
gonna
with
take it
it.
serious
Nah,
where it's
man, it's
like,
not my life. I'm not gonna
yeah.
add like coins to my and level up. Like, no, man, and it's sad that there's a lot of people. There's a couple actually that they think the
But
likes, the
it
views
does
is
get
life.
it in any sport. It does get heated. There does, tempers do flare up, things. But that's where it's like you just gotta honor your opponent and be like, look, we're really just fighting our, like that's the whole thing about martial arts. It's like honoring your opponent. I think is like,
I
I
took
don't
martial
know.
arts, man. I think like yellow belt, second stripe, but
Hell yeah.
the streets taught me a lot more fighting than
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
than that part. Yeah, man. So,
Yeah.
but then and like I say, man, before, with everything that you kind of mentioned in this aspect, there really isn't low key, man. There isn't really fighting in like people bumping into each other, this and that, this and that. You
Yeah.
said this, blah blah blah. There's maybe a couple instances here and there, but
There's always gonna be that
I
element,
mean, it's part
people
of
are gonna,
life in any sport
yeah,
too. In any game,
yeah,
there's gonna be
and
some
there's gonna be
conflicts or some
cliques too.
clicks are always
I just
there.
think it's gay.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Like I just want
yeah.
to have
You said it.
I just
I'll
think
agree.
clicking is like I don't know.
You gotta have your group of friends that you're gonna go ball up with. I get that.
Yeah,
But and when people see nowadays, people want to bring people together. You have the social media, you
yeah,
have all these outlets that you want to share. Sharing is caring. We get that, but that has its downfalls too. We share too much. It's like Bruce Lee showing the Americans how to get down.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They didn't want to.
So,
You
my
want to turn
mom's
that on?
calling me, man. Just
You
turn it
want
off, Rick.
this one right here?
Sorry, mom. We'll talk in a bit. But
A couple minutes,
couple of minutes. Yeah, how long have we been vibing for? All
an
right.
hour,
Not
hour
bad,
6
not bad.
minutes.
But yeah, it's like Bruce Lee. You
Yeah,
can't,
he got a lot of heat for that too. He got a lot of
so
heat from spreading the knowledge and
knowledge.
stuff.
So
But
sharing and caring, we got to be careful. Some guys are there to take it and run with it and claim it, and not give respect back to the person they learned it from.
yeah,
Which is where at the end of the day, in my travels and my experiences with some of these guys who are now they're big time ballers.
yeah,
They've been doing their thing. Some even travel the world.
yeah,
Have done some crazy adventures. But there's always someone who kind of influenced, motivated them,
yeah,
and kind of and said, "Hey, look, man, low key, your parents ain't telling you, your mom, your dad, your brothers and
yeah,
sisters, they really give a damn what you do.
yeah,
But here comes this person here, who comes out of nowhere and pushes the scene through you, with you,
yeah,
moving it for you, guiding you,
yeah,
projecting you. People who know me understand that about me.
yeah.
And those are the untold stories. Hopefully soon my podcast too, and I'll be sharing a lot of that stuff that, like you say, why does the world view us this way? Well, because there's stories that weren't shared properly.
Yeah.
There's a crew out there that's claiming they're the first, but before that, there's other people before them. You
Yeah,
can't.
but who's really paying attention
You
though?
get that? I get you, but in the
Like
scene,
it's changing so fast, and
exactly.
like there's up and comers that don't really give a shit,
In the
honestly.
scene, that's why.
And like I'm the type to pay homage to the roots and try to figure out. That's why I'm kind of doing this,
Right.
try to figure out the
Appreciate it.
history and like just get a timeline going and stuff like that. But I mean, if someone has like a problem or like I don't know. I just try to stay out of it. Like I don't know. I know there's like there's beefs and stuff like that, but I just try to stay out of it.
Man, beef is for sandwiches and
Yeah.
barbecue sauce, bro. That we just eat.
That's
and
why
just
it's
move
not even a
forward,
serious
dog.
thing.
It's
That's
never
why,
been serious for me.
That's why I guess like I asked and I had just from an outside perspective, it's like I mean, if we really love the culture, we gotta represent and we gotta there's the competition is good, but like
Trip out.
if it breaks up the culture and
trip out.
I don't know.
Even big house names that are in Amsterdam and Copenhagen, they got beefs.
Yeah, yeah,
Untold stories,
yeah,
untold beefs. And it's usually people who are behind the scenes trying to
yeah.
elevate themselves through the game.
Well, then at that point, it's just like, just man. I mean,
It's gets saturated, huh? Right?
well, yeah, super, super saturated. But you gotta stick to, just do your own thing.
Right. And that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day with all this. Like what are you individually doing, to add to the game?
Yeah,
I always seen it this way. As things change and evolved, and I basically, had to realize that for myself. Like, I'm gonna have to just do me. I got other plans behind
Yeah.
this. I gotta push my projects. I know where I've been. I know what I've done.
yeah,
And then the good people will come along.
yeah,
And likewise, you stay in your lane, you do good, you be consistent. You got to be consistent.
yeah,
You can't be just falling off the tracks. Oh, I'm 2 years hardcore street soccer, this that, and then you don't hear about them no more.
yeah,
Stay a little valuable in your for yourself first if this is what you're about. Because I've always been that person. Real recognizes real, and if this is what you're doing, hopefully you do it for a long time. You giving good health. You'll be able to ball up. There's something that you love to do. And good health to you. Keep balling.
yeah.
Keep doing it. At the end of the day,
That's what I want to
it's about.
see. That's what I want to see.
And that's what it's about.
So
man.
I guess if you have differences, I mean, my this is just my perspective. It's like just leave the differences aside and just focus on yourself, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And come together and compete and have fun.
Or I guess what I wanted to add to is
Or-
like click up and do and collaborate with those that you
I thought
can.
you didn't like clicks, but yeah, click
No,
up.
no. I meant clicky click, like like this is my click and fucking fuck your click. That's whack. That's gay as fuck.
I
If
get
you have
you,
a
I
click,
get
that's
you.
cool, and you guys want to fucking. I meant more just like regional, like I don't know. This is not even a real thing. It's just something in my head that I'm imagining.
No,
This is
hey,
not-
bro,
like, I
no.
don't have a
Hey,
click,
that's
but
how
I'm
it-
working on building
that's
one.
how it goes,
Like
because-
Oliver, he's out here. Me and him been linking up, and like I'm like, he's kind of on the same page.
Bro, let's
He's
just
like,
connect the dots, man. And
that's what I'm saying, and so that's what I'd like to see more. And I know there's sometimes you can't connect those dots with certain history, whatever, whatnot. Unspoken, I feel like we could get into that another episode
Part
two.
two.
I don't want to get in. I understand
We
where
ain't
this
trying
is
to,
coming
man.
from,
We
but I
ain't
don't want to
trying
get
to.
into it just
Most
because
definitely.
it's gonna be like a whole nother.
Yeah, no, we don't
But-
want to bring that
so
up right
my
now.
point is like click where you like collaborate where you can collaborate. Is that I'm speaking for the culture, you know?
Right
what I
on.
mean? I'm speaking for the culture. I'm trying to connect those dots the best as I know how, best I could see it. So like, yeah, when we're doing it right now, click where we click. I know Juan, he's still out there in like in Moval, right?
Juan, yeah.
We clicked up a few times. I know that's when me and him
Good
kind of clicked up in Boyle Heights, right? That at the turkey thing. That was last year. That was tight as fuck
Right,
too.
right.
That was tight. Yeah, you were out there doing the event.
Right.
And,
So it was for it was a Miracle on First Street. It
Yeah.
was with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah, Arnold was there.
Pre-COVID,
Yeah.
Arnold returning the chopper. So, it worked out. We've been doing that for like the last 8 years or so. I bring out this inflatable. We take over the
Yeah,
street,
that
Miracle on
was
First
cool.
Street, Boyle Heights area. I think last year I was with that Terminator guy,
Oh yeah. The new
you balled up
Terminator.
with him
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
I
don't even
am
know his name.
I am something. I forgot him
Yeah,
on
I didn't even know he
Instagram.
was famous. I'm like, he's famous.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Those are the best people. Hey, those are the best people. They're down there
Nah, he
with
was
us
cool.
balling,
He could play. He was,
right?
He was not
he
bad.
had his
He was
boots
not
on
bad.
and
Yeah.
he had his jacket on.
He was not bad.
It was rough riding out there.
Rough
But
riding.
no, man. And things like that, and then people come together.
Yeah,
to
that's
ball
what I
up,
like to
link up.
see.
Your daughter was there, man. I was,
Yeah.
to me, I get a kickoff to see, friends who have kids who are into this.
That
and
actually
are
kind of
doing it.
inspired me to start my own thing. It was always in like the works in the back of my head, and I was like, now is just the time. I'm like, it's just the time. I'm like, we could do it. Let's do it. Because I mean, you're like, we're always talking about coming and do something out here. You're like, oh, we'll just come out just the ball. I was like, no, I want to make it tight. And I was like, I'm gonna make it tight. And then
I think more could
and you
have
showed up to that too.
Yeah, I think more
That was
could.
mad
Yeah,
love, dude.
no,
I
man.
appreciate that. You came through with the thing. We
That's
didn't use that, but
we didn't use. We
we
didn't
used
need
the
to.
generator. We needed the generator though, because
Hey.
the funny story is like they had like a homeless problem over there, and like so
They cut the power.
they cut off the power.
Yeah.
But we were like a day before, so I was through this event. Like it was a launch of my company. It was like on my birthday. It was like kind of a big deal for me, at least.
You're right. Hey, man, I
And,
love
like,
the Bana. I love the
and
Bana box you had, bro. I
yeah.
thought that was pretty
And they
dope.
cut off the electricity, but
Right.
Polo, my boy, he had the generator.
Generator.
That was
Money
dope.
pack.
And then you helped out with the MCing. You're pretty good at MCing.
We
too,
try,
I must
man.
say.
I just have fun with it. I let
You're
it
good
go.
with the kids. You got a lot of experience with the kids, huh?
It's I'm passionate about that.
Yeah.
You know, like I
That's-
said, man, I help a lot of people. Sometimes I get in trouble for it, but you know, I take the other side of it. You know,
Yeah.
to see the blessings and all that stuff, and it's worth it, man. It's worth it. It's something good to pass on to your kids. A
Yeah,
good trait.
yeah.
Be a server in a way.
Yeah,
You
whatever wherever you can, you know.
Yeah, pretty much, man. And if I could serve you some eggs,
Hell yeah, you were serving it up.
I was
remember
trying.
last
You know,
time.
the kids were fun to do.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
the
I
kids
can't
are
keep up
fun.
with all these.
They love it too. The
These
kids-
heavyweights, man.
Just like the smile on the kids' faces when we do interact with them. That's what I mainly want to spread and cultivate. Is like
We will,
it's
man.
crazy, man.
I say we will because it takes a collective group.
everyone just forgets about everything and they just focus on the ball, and like it's just fun.
Man,
It's such a pure
Time
like
stops.
energy. Yeah.
it's like
it-
a freeze frame for everybody. You know what? While things are going in motion and stuff, brother. Like I mean, right? Give you some
Got little
chills.
chills right now.
Tell me,
Yeah,
man.
seriously though.
It's on some
That's
it's on
pretty
some next
dope.
level stuff, man. Like to me, it's my getaway from.
Yeah.
Look, let's end it with like this: street soccer in general, for me personally, is something that it takes me away from the regular grind of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at 42, I carry a wife, 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a lot of us
Grinding.
got to pay bills.
Yeah, grinding.
You know, got to make sure everybody's clean and everybody has a roof over their head. You know, and a collaboration with my wife. Shout out to my wife,
Yeah.
Melina. Damn, you're the real heart in the stone.
MVP.
Yeah, man, you're the real MVP, man.
Yeah.
For letting me run these streets for so long.
Yeah.
while being married.
Yeah, shout out.
You know-
I need to find me one of them. Where you find her at?
You know, I mean, yeah, they're special, bro. They're
Yeah.
very special, you know.
Yeah.
But they also come with a good right hook.
good right boot.
Good right boot. Yeah, good right hook. You know, so she's letting me go on this ride here, brother, where basically it takes me away from all that,
Yeah.
you know, and it's almost like a little world, you know, because what I've kind of been through and seen these spots and places, man, is low key. They're all little worlds, you know.
Yeah.
Different parks I go to, I know so many people in a sense where it's like I'm in this planet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right here in this planet, they do
That's what
these
I'm saying.
things.
I want to have Southern California galaxy, and we're just hopping from planet to planet. Like, what up? Every week, like
Also, video game
some
levels, and
cool
we
ass
out
shit. Like,
player
oh, I haven't
four
seen you
mode
in a
and
minute. What's up?
Pretty
Like,
much, bro. That's the vibe that I'm not trying to lose. I still
just
have
to hang
that.
out. Yeah.
I still have that vibe there, you know, and I don't want to lose it. Until I lose that vibe. Maybe, you know, I'll close
Especially
that
as
door.
we get older.
crash
I mean,
and
I'm
burn.
still a little young.
Even
but
even as I get older, guess believe I'll
like
be
to
that
just
old
be
man
around
posted on the bench.
Even when you're just
talking
around
shit.
the games and hear the whistles, you know, blow.
My old man.
It's like it brings you alive somehow. Like
My old man will be in the sidelines as he couldn't play and keep up with us. You know, he would be on the sidelines yelling to the youngsters, "Pathetic, pathetic."
but
When I was your age,
yeah, that's my dad
Pathetic.
too, dude.
You know, so
I'm like,
you
pops,
know,
you didn't even play.
Yeah,
No,
right.
just kidding. My pops did it.
Pathetic, you know, like you know.
That's so
so
funny.
that's where I end up. You know, that's probably why I end up being for that time. you know.
Yeah.
So
No,
street
it does-
soccer,
it does
I give it a
something
lot.
even
I
just being
salute. I
around it.
salute to street soccer, man,
Yeah,
for
salute for sure.
for meeting a lot of cool people and
Um,
along the way, dude. Along the
That's
way.
yeah. One thing it is we talked about meeting people and like how that's street soccer does that, but also it's kind of like it's just the ball, like you said too, and you can do a lot just from there. Like I've done it personally. Like the ball's allowed me to travel, you know, working with different people and stuff like that. But it all just started with me and the ball. Like that's the beauty of it. It's like in essence, it's like something from nothing.
Pretty
Like,
much.
If you have the focus and the drive and the vision, you could take it and do a lot of things with just the ball and like your love for it and the passion.
Pretty much, man.
Yeah.
And I've seen your little adventures, dog.
Yeah.
They're pretty tight, man.
Yeah.
You know, and you kept in your lane.
Yeah,
You kept in your
I
lane, did your
appreciate that.
thing,
You know.
and that's pretty much why I respected it because, you know, there was no sides taken, and you were just all about the game, bro. You're
Yeah,
all about the game.
it was always like that from the beginning, and then it just blossomed or
That's
whatever.
right. That's right.
And like
And
I
here we
like,
are.
and we
You
are, and it's
know.
not over yet. So
Yeah.
like I like to see it, and
That's right.
the love spread more, and like
That's right.
pass the ball, I guess, if you
Yeah,
will.
pasa la pelota for sure, dude. For
Pass the
sure.
torch, and like spread the love.
No, man, but this was a great experience.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
Episode one
episode one down
to
in the
be
belt.
continued.
Yeah, and low key, man, like I think this is like the second time I've ever like spoken and open up
Yeah,
things about that. So
about that.
there's more to share. So
Yeah.
we'll leave that spice for the next
Can't
session
give
and
it
stuff.
to 'em
Yeah.
all.
Nah, I can't give it to them all, man. Nah, we gotta let them tease them a little bit. You know, my pull-out game is strong, so we gotta we gotta
All right.
gotta pull out today.
On that cue,
Man,
we'll pull out. Hey, much love for
nah,
coming
man.
out. I
Hey,
appreciate
and your
it.
cameraman over there too,
Yeah,
man.
that's my
I mean,
guy.
You know, he had it all set
Much
up, so
love,
much
yeah.
love, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it. Though, man.
can't make it happen without the cameraman.
So we out
Appreciate that. All right, cool.
on the block,
Chop chop.
chopping the block.